In the today's session, we are going to discuss about loop analysis with dependent sources for DC networks. It means in the previous session, we discussed loop analysis for independent sources. Sources may be current source or voltage source. So in the previous video, we can see a loop analysis with independent current source and independent voltage source. Now we are dealing about networks for dependent sources for DC networks. DC networks means supply voltage is DC. Okay. Now, what is meant by dependent sources? As we discussed in the previous videos, nothing but dependent sources. In the dependent sources, we are observing four kinds of dependent sources. That is, voltage dependent voltage source, voltage dependent current dependent current source, current dependent voltage source. There are four types of dependent sources, and dependent sources are represented by the diamond symbol. In this network, see, this is the dependent source. Which kind of dependent source it is? It is a voltage source. Diamond symbol is there. Inside the diamond symbol, polarity is represented, that is minus plus. So it is a voltage source. This voltage source is dependent on current I suffix A. So that current is flowing through this branch DE. So we can say that this is the dependent source. Which kind of dependent source it is? It is the voltage source dependent on current IA. So current dependent voltage source. This is the voltage source. It depends on the value of I suffix A. So we can say that it is the current dependent voltage source. Now we will analyze this network. So for this network, I will take the example as using the mesh current method or using the loop analysis method. We have to find power delivered by the independent current source. This is the independent current source. Second point, we are going to calculate power delivered by the dependent voltage source. I will repeat. So from this network, we are going to find two parameters. First parameter is the power delivered by the independent current source. And second point is find the power delivered by the dependent voltage source. Two parameters we are going to calculate from this circuit. So first, analyze the network. In this network, there are two loops are present. Hence, I represented two loop currents as I1 in the clockwise direction, second loop current I2 in the clockwise direction. So from the network, we can say that current IA, loop current I1 is flowing in the direction of this current 2.5 milliamperes. So directly we can write from the network, that is I1 is equal to 2.5 milliamperes, because the direction of the current I1 as well as the direction of this current both are in the same direction. Because of that reason, I will take the current I1 equal to 2.5 milliamperes. Milliamperes means 10 to the power minus 3 amperes. So let's see how to solve this example. Now I am going to apply KVL to the mesh. Then we are getting second mesh. I am going to apply the KVL because current I1 is already calculated. So applying the KVL, nothing but finding the unknowns. There are two unknowns are there, I1 and I2 loop currents. Already we calculated I1. So no need of applying the KVL to the first mesh. So because of that reason, directly I am applying the KVL to the second mesh or second loop. That is, apply the KVL to the loop B, C, D, E, B. So if you are applying, can you tell me? Anybody tell me? I will. So apply the KVL for the second mesh.
Minus 1K I2.
Minus 1K
I2.
I2.
Yes, sir.
Okay, correct. Next.
Plus 150 IA.
Plus 150 IA. Correct. Next.
Minus 500 I2.
Minus 500 I2. Okay.
Minus 2.4K I2.
Minus 2.4 K. K means 10 to the power 3 I2.
Plus 2.4K I1.
Same batch, one more current is flowing, that is I1. So that is plus 2.4 into 10 to the power 3 I1 is equal to
0.
0.
0.
Okay. Now observe the coefficients of I2. Write one side. So I will take I2 common. If I take I2 common, so minus 1 into 10 to the power 3, then minus 500 minus 2.4 into 10 to the power 3, and remaining points, that is 150 I suffix a, then plus 2.4 into 10 to the power 3 I1 is equal to 0. Okay. Next, simplify. 10 to the power 3, nothing but that one is nothing but 1000, correct? 10 to the power 3 means 1000. Minus 1000 minus 500 means minus 1500. Minus 2.4 into 10 to the power 3 means it is minus 2400. So all are minus. Minus 1000, minus 500, minus 2400. So what is the answer? How much you are getting?
Minus
900.
3,900.
Minus
3,900.
3,900.
3900, or we can say minus 3.9 into 10 to the power 3 I2 plus 150
Into 10
IA
power 3.
2.4 into 10 to the power 3 I1 equal to 0. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, observe the node B in the network. Observe the node B. So at node B we have what we are getting. So from the node we can write at node B what we are observing. This is the node. 2.5 milliampere is flowing towards the node. 2.5 milliamperes is moving towards the node, and I2 is moving away. Current I2 is moving away, correct? 2.5 milliamperes moving towards. Current I2 is moving away. And what about one more current? Current I is moving towards. So as per the KCL, Kirchhoff's current law, at the node B, we can write. So how many currents are moving towards? Two currents are moving towards. That is 2.5 milliamperes is moving towards. Current I is moving towards, and current I2 is moving away. Correct? So as per the KCL at the node B, we can write 2.5 milliampere, that is 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, E is moving towards, so I will take plus. Sorry, plus, correct? Next, one more current is moving towards, that is current IA is equal to moving away. The current I2 is moving away. Hence, we can write current IA equal to I2 minus 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 amperes. So we calculated the value of current IA. So let us substitute this current IA in this above expression. So we can write, so this equation we can write it as minus 3900 I2, okay, plus 150 as it is. In place of I am writing I2 minus 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 plus 2.4 into 10 to the power 3 I1 is equal to 0. Okay. Next step is simplification. Okay, I will refer this one. Up to this step we got. Next is simplification. Okay, 2.4 into 10 to the power 3 I1 minus 3900 I2, 150 into I2, 150 I2, plus into minus minus 150 into 2.5, that is 375. 375 into 10 to the power minus 3. So for the simplification, if you do the simplification of this one, finally we are getting the answer for I2 as I2 equal to 1.5 milliamperes. Okay. because we know the value of I1. I1 is how much? 2.5 milliamperes. Already we written correct. I1 equal to 2 points in the circuit. I1 equal to 2.5 milliamperes. Wherever I1 is there, substitute I1 equal to 2.5 milliamperes, and everything is known. Only one unknown is there, that is I2. So let us simplify this one, and we are getting the answer as I2 equal to 1.5 milliamperes. Because in this equation, you can observe here, I1 is there, I2 is there. So I1 is already we know, that is 2.5 milliamperes. Substitute and do the simplification. Only one unknown is there, that is I2. So we are getting the answer as I2 equal to 1.5 milliamperes. And please mute your phones, Gauri. Okay. Next. So substitute the value of I2 in this equation. I equal to, already we calculated, I equal to I2 minus 2.5 milliamperes. In place of this I2, substitute the value of I2 1.5 milliamperes. You substitute I equal to I2 minus 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3. Substitute the value of I2 here, that is 1.5. Do the simplification. We are getting the value of I equal to minus 1 milliamperes. Yes. So we calculated the value of current I2 and we calculated current IA. So both the parameters are calculated. But the thing is that we have to calculate power delivered by the independent source, that is 2.5 milliamperes, and power delivered by the dependent source 150 IA. So these two things we have to calculate. So because of that reason, and one more thing, observe the network. Power is what? Power P equal to V into I. Am I correct? The equation for the power is power equal to V into I. The voltage across this current is, this branch is V naught V represented. Hence, power delivered by this independent source, that is 2.5 milliamperes. In order to calculate, we have to multiply the voltage V naught multiplied by 2.5 milliamperes. But we don't know the value of V naught. So first we have to calculate the value of V naught. Because of that reason, I'm going to apply the KVL to the mesh 1. So apply the KVL to the mesh 1. We are getting a simple thing, plus V naught. So the head of the arrow mark is pointing towards positive polarity. Hence it becomes plus V naught minus 2.5 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 3. Here current source. Next into 400. 400 is there. Sorry. 400, because this current is flowing to this direction. Minus polarity minus 2.5 milliamperes multiplied by 400. Then next one is 2.4 I. 2.4 is K is there. 2.4 kilo ohm is there. So 2.4 kilo ohm multiplied by IA. So IA is calculated, that is here, and substitute and simplify V naught, and I will take, except V naught, the remaining terms I will take towards RHS. So it becomes plus 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, 10 to the power minus 3 multiplied by 400, it becomes 0.4 plus 2.4 as it is. The value of I is calculated, that is 1 milliamperes. I am going to substitute here. So 2.4 K is there. 10 to the power 3 and 10 to the power minus 3 get cancels. Only we are getting minus 1. Okay. Then do the simplification of this part, the RHS part. We are getting 3.4 volt. Hence, we calculated the value of V naught, that is equal to 3.4 volt. Next step is power delivered by the independent source, that is V naught multiplied by current, independent current, that is 2.5 milliamperes. Power V naught is, sorry, voltage V naught is calculated, that is 3.4. This is V naught, this is current. So V into I, 3.4 multiplied by 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 3. Do the simplification and we are getting the answer as 8.5 milliwatt. So power delivered by the independent source is 8.5 milliwatt. Similarly, last parameter we have to calculate power delivered by the dependent source. So that is equal to V into I. V is what? 150 I voltage source multiplied by, in that loop current I2 is flowing. Hence 150 IA into I2. So substitute the value of I2, IA is 1 milliamperes. Then the value of I2 is calculated, that is 1.5 milliamperes. So do the simplification and they're getting the answer as minus 0.225 milliwatt. So positive indicates, plus indicates delivered, minus indicates the power is absorbed. So this is about this example. So I will take one more example. Find the total power delivered in the circuit using mesh current method, or we can say loop analysis method. Both are meaning is same. Both meaning is same. So let us observe the network. This network consists of 3 loops. So the first loop is represented by the loop current I1, and the second loop is represented by the current I2, and third loop is represented by the current I3. So in this network, we are getting 1, 2 are independent sources. 125 volt is an independent voltage source. 50 volt, it is an independent voltage source. And observe this symbol. This is diamond symbol is there. Hence, it is the dependent source. Which kind of dependent source it is? Arrow mark is present inside the diamond symbol. Hence, it is a current source. Which kind of current source it is? So observe the value here. 0.2 VA is there. So it is the current source, dependent current source. It depends on the value of VA. So hence we can say that it is, this dependent source is what? Which kind of dependent source it is? It is voltage dependent current source. This is the current source, depends on the value of VA. Okay. So that we have to calculate total power, the total power delivered in this circuit. So all the parameters, all the sources we have to consider here. So because of that reason, first I will apply the KVL to the first loop, that is minus 17.5 I1 coming to this branch, minus 2.5 I1, and in the same branch one more current is flowing, that is I3, that is this head of the arrow mark is pointing here. Hence because of that reason, plus 2.5 I3. Next coming to this branch, minus 5 I1, and in the same branch one more current is flowing, that is I2. See, this head of the arrow mark is pointing here. If you go like this, it is pointing here. Hence it is plus 5 I2 is equal to 0. So do the simplification, add the coefficients of I1, that is minus 17.5 minus 2.5. So how much you are getting? And one more here, minus 5 I1. So 17.5 2.5, it is 20. This is 5, 25. Hence minus 25 I1 minus plus 5 I2 plus 2.5 I3 is equal to 0. Let us represent it as a equation number 1. Similarly, apply the KVL to the loop 2. This is loop 2. So first one, the head of the arrow mark is pointing here, negative polarity. Hence minus 5 I2 minus 5 I2. In the same branch, one more current is flowing. So this arrow mark is pointing towards plus. Hence plus 5 I1. Next coming to here. So this arrow mark is pointing negative, minus 7.5 I2 minus 7.5 I2. In the same branch, one more current is flowing, that is I3. I3 is pointing towards plus. Hence plus 7.5 I3. Next, voltage source. This add is pointing towards negative polarity, hence minus 50. And coming to here, this add is pointing towards plus polarity, hence it becomes plus 125 is equal to 0. Okay, now the add the coefficient. So there is no coefficient, only one coefficient for I1. Directly I am writing 5 I1, and for the current I2 there are two coefficients, minus 5 and minus 7.5. Add these two things, we are getting minus 12.5 I2 plus 7.5 I3 is equal to 125 minus 50, that is plus 75. So if you take this plus 75 towards RHS, it becomes minus 75. Hence represent it as equation number 2. So these two are the equations, but directly from the given network we are going to write one value, that is, see, observe the loop 3, mesh 3. See, in the mesh 3 or loop 3, the current I3 is flowing. The flow of the direction of motion, the flow of current I3 as well as this dependent current source, are in the same direction. Because of that reason, I'm going to write the current I3 is equal to how much? 0.2 VA. That is minus. It is pointing towards minus. Hence minus 0.2 VA. The head of the arrow mark of current I3 is pointing towards this polarity. Hence minus 0.2 VA. So we are writing from the loop 3, we are writing I3 equal to minus 0.2 VA. But we don't know the value of VA. So how to calculate VA? So VA is represented across this branch. So let us calculate VA. VA equal to what? Voltage drop across this branch. So how to calculate? Say in this branch, two currents are flowing. That is, first is what? Minus 5I2 and plus 5I1. So VA equal to minus 5I2 plus 5I1. I will take the 5 common, hence 5 outside, I1 minus I2. So VA equal to 5 into I1 minus I2. So let us substitute wherever VA is there, this value we have to substitute. Next, I3 equal to 0.2, VA is there, substitute this value, 0.2 multiplied by 5 into inside the bracket I1 minus I2. Do the simplification, we are getting the answer as final expression, that is I3 equal to I2 minus I1. Okay, after simplifying we are getting I2 minus I1, I3 equal to I2 minus I1. Next, making use of I3 in mesh equations. Already we calculate two equations. Wherever I3 is there, let us substitute in place of I3, substitute I2 minus I1 in equation 1 as well as in equation 1 as well as in equation 2. So we are getting only two unknowns. Those are I1 and I2. Okay, first I will substitute in the first equation. In this equation, minus 25 I1 plus 5 I2 plus 2.5 I3. I3 is there. In place of I3, 2.5 multiplied by I3 is what? I3 is I2 minus I1. This value I am going to substitute here. Hence, minus 25 I1 plus 5 I2 plus 2.5 in place of I3, that is I2 minus I1. Do the simplification of this one, and we are getting two unknowns, that is I1 and I2. So answer is equation 3, minus 27.5 I1 plus 7.5 I2 is equal to 0. Similarly, in equation 2, I3, in place of I3, substitute I2 minus I1, do the simplification, and we are getting the answer as 2.5 I1 plus 5 I2 is equal to 75, represented as a equation 4. So from equation 3 and equation 4 only we are getting two unknowns, I1, I2. Yes, using the Cramer's rule, I'm going to calculate these two unknowns. Otherwise, you make use of calculator. Solving equation 3 and 4. First, find the determinant. So first row indicates it is the coefficient of I1 and I2 of equation 3. Second row, that indicates it is the coefficient of I1 and I2 of equation 4. I will find the determinant. Determinant is minus 156.25. Next, in order to calculate I1, it is the ratio of D1 by D. In order to calculate I2, it is the ratio of D2 by D. So first we have to find D1 and D2. How to find D1? D1, in order to calculate D1, first column elements are replaced by the constant terms. So these first column is replaced by constant 0.75. Find the determinant, that is minus 562.5 amperes. Similarly, second determinant D2, this one we are calculating by replacing second column elements by the constant values. So these two values are replaced by 0.75, and do the simplification, and we are getting the determinant 2 as minus 2062.5 amperes. So we calculated D1, D2. Next is substitution of the values in the expressions. I1 equal to D1 by D. D1 is calculated minus 562.5 divided by D. D value is minus 156.25. Do the simplification, and the answer for I1 is 3.6 amperes. Similarly, I2 equal to D2 by D. So that is minus 2062.5 amperes divided by D is minus 156.25. Do the simplification and answer is 13.2 amperes. So we calculated I1 and I2, but the expression for I3 is, it is I2 minus I1 is there. Substitute the value of I2 and I1, and we are getting I3 equal to 9.6 amperes. So successfully we calculated all the loop currents I1, I2, I3. But the question is, find the total power delivered in this circuit. So we have to apply the KVL through the path. Apply the KVL. Apply the KVL through the path having 5 ohm, 2.5 ohm, VCS. So this one I will represent as a VCS. VCS 125, nothing but it is the outer loop. Is asking for what? Outer loop. Observe here. VCS 5 ohm, 2.5 ohm, and VCS 125. So this outer loop we are applying. Okay. This branch, this branch, this branch, and this branch. Hence we are getting, apply the KVL to the path 5 ohm, 2.5 ohm, VCS, and voltage source 125. So what is the answer? Through the 5 ohm, two currents are flowing, minus 5 I2 plus 5 plus 5 I1, and through the branch 2.5 ohm, once again two currents are flowing, that is minus 2.5 I3 plus 2.5 I1. Polarity minus is there, minus VCS plus 25 equal to 0. And do the simplification, you will get the nothing but VCS equal to 125 plus 7.5 I1 minus 5 I2 minus 2.5 minus 2.5. It is the I3 value. So in place of I3, I substituted I2 minus I1. So answer is VCS equal to 62 volt. So last step is power delivered by the total network, from the total network. So first I'm going to calculate one by one. So power delivered by the voltage source, dependent voltage source, that is 62 is there, multiplied by 9.6. So how much we are getting? 595.2 watt it is absorbed. Next, power delivered by the voltage source 50 volt. There are three voltage sources are there. There are three sources are there. One is independent voltage source 50, independent voltage source 125, and one more, that is dependent source. So that is represented by the VCS. So next is power delivered by the 50 volt source, that is 50 as it is. In through that source, current I3 minus I2 is flowing. So substitute the value of I3, substitute the value of I2. So we are getting answer as 180 watt. Similarly, power delivered by the independent source 125 volt, that is 125 into I2. I2 is calculated, that is 13.2. Hence answer is 1650 watt it is delivered. So all these values we calculated. These powers will indicate the total power delivered in the given network.